Do-do-do, do-do-do. Well, I'm glad we don't have to do the homework. Good morning, Monokuma. I'm a little bleary-eyed and it feels like it takes me longer than usual to get dressed and down to the track. A glance at my watch reveals I was right, in fact, running a little late. The thing is, there's no Emmy. That's odd, she should be here. Oh no, Emmy's dead. She definitely should be here. I was late. I wasn't the only one who had trouble getting up this morning. The thought crosses my mind, it never quite stopped raining yesterday. Did she go running anyways? It seems likely. Emmy's a lot of things, but cautious isn't one of them. She probably figured the rain wouldn't stop. And that's why she was so adamant about running alone. So wholesome. Ugh, terrible. Heck, if anything, I would have been able to convince her to come in once it got really bad. That would be why she didn't want me to tag along, of course. Even so, I can't help wanting to know where she is. I better stretch and run and hope Emmy shows up with a grin and an excuse. On my cooldown lap, I am forced to admit Emmy isn't showing up. Furthermore, I have no idea where she is. Anxiety gnaws at me, while at the same time I wonder why I'm so worried over her. Cause I like her, I wanna bang. The run helped take my mind off of it for a little while, but now I'm finished, I'm back to worrying. It's weird not having her here. Downright unnerving. It suddenly dawns me that I've been running to hang out with Emmy as much as I've been running to stay healthy. It's one of these things that's completely obvious, yet somehow I never realized it. She really is someone I enjoy being with. As revelations go, it's hardly world shaking. At the same time, I feel myself slightly shocked. When did this happen? Well, no time to think about this. Though I want to ponder this new development, I have a greater desire to find out what's happened to Emmy. I'll ask the nurse. Well, you seem to be in good shape. That's good to hear. I replace my shirt and stand to leave as usual. Except, I ask a question. Where's Emmy? Is she okay? While I try valiantly to conceal the anxiety in my voice, the nurse's expression suggests I failed miserably. You mean she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. Sick? The nurse shrugs. Yeah, she came to my office early this morning with a fever. To be honest, I'm surprised she made it here. She was burning up when she arrived. I believe she'd planned to let you know, but she asked me to tell you. Oh, shoot. The nurse gives me a sheepish smile that seems at least partially sincere. I told her I'd stop by the track to let you know in case she forgot. Sorry about that. But we don't need to tell Emmy I forgot, right? I returned the nurse's smile with a devious one of my own. Oh, of course not. This is fine blackmail material. I'll save it for when I need a favor from you. The nurse laughs. Well, I guess I deserve that. But you know I've got tons of blackmail on you you're not even aware of. I have pictures and cameras all in your dorm room. It's nice. Don't push your luck. Just kidding. But seriously, don't tell Emmy I forgot, okay? Your secret is safe with me. Oh, good. Go on now, get out of here. I want the whole let's take care of her scene. One more question. Shoot. Is she gonna be okay? Is she gonna die? Yep, she's dead. Her fever was high, but it was already starting to go down by the time she came by my office. How would you know that? I'll probably check up on her again at lunch to be sure, but I expect she'll be up and about by the evening no matter what I tell her. Maybe I should visit her after class. Scandalous. The nurse raises an eyebrow and gives me a searching glance for a moment. Well, it might not be a bad idea. You could let me know if she's taking a turn for the worse. But no funny business. I think that a threat against my life, but I'm not sure. Either way, I assured the nurse my intentions were chaste and exit the office. Interesting that the nurse sees me as some sort of potential suitor to Emmy. Interesting indeed. Very interesting. Even more interesting is how pleased that makes me feel. I need a shower. I walk around my erection, banging on every door on my way back to my room. I am betting Rin knows where Emmy is. And if that's the case, I doubt she'd bother going up there. More to this point, I doubt we have any sort of scintillating conversation. Chances are she'd prefer to be up there alone anyways, so I don't accidentally ruin her train of thought or something. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like heading to the cafeteria. Let's go. Aw, I thought we were going to go hang out with her in her room. I need a new book to read. I love libraries. I'm a nerd. All these stories and facts and opinions crowded together in one place makes the air come alive with potential. I'm not sure how to navigate Yamaku's library yet. How are you not? I suppose... Can't believe it. Yuko, looking rather distracted, suddenly emerged from one of the aisles. Excuse me. Can I help you? Actually, I'm looking for a book. So am I. Advanced Cryptography. We just got it in and now it's gone missing. I really wanted to read that one. Did you? That seems very strange and odd. This guy I knew. Skip to the end. He got me interested in cryptography now. Only now the book's gone and I think it's been stolen. Terrible. Especially now I've got to search a whole library for it. Even though it's probably not even here. You seem busy. A little. She dashes off and down another aisle and I resign myself to finding my own damn book. Plenty of choices. How did I get lost? These aren't even printed books, they're all in Braille. I guess that makes sense in a library like this, but honestly, it's a little annoying. Lily! A lilting voice drifts out from behind one of the cubicles set up for research. As I approach, I see Lily's been reading a book while I've been stomping about the aisles. Oh, sorry. My, is that you, Hisao? I have not heard from you in quite some time. It's like you forgot about me in dating Rin or Emmy. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about me. Sorry. Lily laughs in that refined manner of hers and shakes her head. I'm only teasing you, Hisao. From what I hear, you've been busy. Morning runs with Emmy and lunch on a rooftop, if I'm not mistaken. Guess word gets around pretty quickly. That I can't coax poor Hanako on the roof anymore. You three always are up there, claiming a spot for yourselves. She chides me gently, though it's pretty clear she's just teasing me again. Still, I feel an odd need to apologize. Sorry, we could eat lunch elsewhere. Oh, don't worry, it's not like I need the view or anything. Hanako and I have other things to do at lunch, too. Such as read in the library, as you see. Hanako's here, I didn't see her. Yeah, Emmy doesn't see her, Lily doesn't see her either. I'm surprised, Sal, you're in here instead of up there. What brings you to the library? Emmy's ill. Lily raises an eyebrow at my statement before giving another chuckle. My poor Rin must feel left out. It's not like that. I'm sure it is, isn't it? I'm sure it isn't. Emmy tends to be the life of whatever group she's in. It's a shame to hear she's fallen ill. Will she be okay? Somehow I got the feeling that Lily's just inquiring out of politeness, but I respond anyways. The nurse thinks so. I'm going to swing by and see how she's doing after school myself. Another raised eyebrow. My, what a noble gentleman you are. It's nothing really, just checking up on my waifu. Ah, it's just friends. How disappointing. I blush, glad to see Lily can't see it. But somehow she knows I've been flustered by her comment anyways and laughs. I'm sorry, Sal, I'm just teasing you again. Please do tell Emmy I hope she feels better, won't you? A glance at my wristwatch reveals I'm very nearly out of time to find my book. Of course. Hey, I've got to find a book before lunch is over, so I better get moving. See you later. Ha, see you later. Until we meet again. Oh, Jesus, these pictures get uglier and uglier every time. My God. My stomach growls, slightly let me know I should have had something for lunch. Oh, well. I'll grab something before I visit Emmy later. It seems as if time has decided to slow down for the express purpose of annoying the hell out of me. Class feels like it drags on for ages. I expect that my being consumed with worry probably has something to do with it. Blessedly, the bell rings and I dash out of class. drawing a few raised eyebrows. I spent the majority of the day fretting as unobtrusively as I could. Even though the nurse thinks that Emmy is perfectly okay, I want to see for myself. It doesn't take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? I'd hate to wake her up, especially if she's feeling ill. Then again, if she sleeps all day, it could throw off her sleeping schedule. That's right. It's just thinking about her sleeping schedule, that's all, for the good. It's for her own good. But rest is important when you're ill, isn't it? I can't decide what to do, so I settle for standing outside the door looking like an idiot. I hear Emmy's voice. Thanks for your concern, but I really am okay. I'll see you at practice tomorrow. Guess not. Still, certainly she's not asleep. I can knock without worry. Why this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day, so why today? Granted, I still haven't had time to figure out this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond my feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have now? I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? No, it's not. Either way, shouldn't I just open this door and see how she's doing? You should knock. You should definitely knock. What if she's not dressed yet? Nice. The image that flashes through my mind causes my heart to skip a beat, literally. I should probably not ever think those thoughts again. None of it want to avoid a heart attack. I suddenly realize I'm still standing in the hallway looking like an idiot. Emmy still seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyways. Hopefully she won't mind the interruption. Come in, the door is unlocked. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Emmy is sitting up in bed, her hair tousled from a day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've ever seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shorts and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. I've never seen Emmy without prosthetics before, yet here she is, slender legs terminating in stumps just below her knees. But as odd as the sight is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. It seems that Emmy has finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone, and is now watching my reaction closely out of her one open eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Yay! She's got like 2 stuffed animals. I'm not sure how this bed works, though. It seems really strangely angled. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of a surprisingly wide yawn, one perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. A grin that for a brief moment seems almost flirtatious tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes the sight of me in. I can do nothing but remain in a state fluctuating between fear, confusion, and wild erection. Emmy hastily sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me. You seem a bit caught off guard. A wave of laughter erupts from her. How is she standing? I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I've never seen someone so disheveled. Looks so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so beautiful. Emmy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in a moment. Movements of her shirt, very nearly losing myself. She's not wearing a bra. Nice. I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called and told me you were gonna drop by, you see. I know you haven't seen me, well, without legs. I respond in a tone of casual surprise. Oh, you don't have them on? I didn't notice. It's almost the truth. I very nearly didn't. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would have been offended by that. Instead, she stuck her tongue out and chucks a pillow at my head. Ass, 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 and titties. Ass and titties. I deftly catch the pillow and take careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my shot, shifting her head. The lifting of her shirt distracting me enough so that the next pillow thrown hits me right between the eyes. Ugh. I retaliate. And once I've retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. When Emmy appears to have far better aim than me, well, it's just a matter of time before I have to resort to a suicidal charge. Nice. Gotcha. Eep. Oh, Once a charge was accomplished, well, of course, I'd have to wrestle the pillows away from her. Of course. Oh, of course. And so I find myself staring down at her from my position atop her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty now from our tussle. Her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in. The small bit of my brain that's not currently enraptured by the sight and the smell of her observes that she must still be ill, because her stamina is not what it used to be. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long, because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that isn't her anyways. Her eyes met mine, and deep inside I'm almost catch a glimpse of fear, longing, hope, despair! Emmy. A cough suddenly convulses her, and I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get off to apologize for everything. It's fine, it's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. So what brings you here? She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you were doing. Ah! This earns me another shove. I nearly fall off her bed. Emmy's eyes begin to sparkle. I wonder how I never noticed how attractive they were before. I thought we noticed already. Her tone is mocking, haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically, grin still apparent from underneath. Couldn't bear the thought of me laying deathly ill. As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy begins to fall back and teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning, like a total wuss, Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly and sticking her lower lip out. It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again. You're such a jerk, Hisao. So how's your day? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was... Ugh, the captain of the team. Good, at least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. It should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? It's not like I care, Baka. It's his job. Part of being the captain means you know where your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down to a more comfortable position. So how's your day? Kind of eventful, you know. Uneventful, you know. I went ahead and ran by myself and talked with a nurse about how you were doing. My lips are chapped. That's just me. I meandered through the day's details, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I was distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. It seems Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I draw her blanket to cover us. Ah! She's rolled over on her side, and now one leg's thrown over my leg, effectively trapping me. Oh. I hope she doesn't feel my massive boner. Hey! It seems a shame to wake her, but I have things to do. I gently shake her. But we just put the blanket over us. Why are we waking her if we just put the blanket over us? I don't understand what you want. Do you want to sleep with her? Do you want to wake her up? What? Come on, dude. Game plan. We gotta get on the same page. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating. My breathing couldn't decide if it wants to relax or speed up. The relaxation wins and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. At least I hope they're unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream and her grip suddenly tightens. Ooh. For the first time since I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. It feels like my heart's about to break. I instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in this situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake from a cry. Daddy! Oh, I love it when you call me Daddy. This is more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit up right and gently shake her shoulder to stir her. Are you okay? That's a silly question. What? Hisao? She shakes her head as if it cleared and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up. I guess so. You want to talk about it? Huh? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug. I don't remember much of it. I'm pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns towards me, looking a little sheepish. Sorry for falling asleep on you like that. I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey. Don't worry, bro. I guess that cold medicine's just made me a little drowsy. I guess so. Emmy does not strike me as the sort of person who'd fall asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives a half smile at my response, then just like that she's back to her old self. Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, Hisao. We've got to go twice as hard. But I just went running this morning. No excuse. Oh, fine. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I better get going. It's not like I could sleep here. Oh, hey. Didn't see you there, Emmy. I hop off the bed and head to the door. Hey! I pivot neatly on my heel and face Emmy. She opens her mouth to say something, then in another first I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens it again. Thanks. For dropping by, I mean. You're the kind of first visitor I ever had who wasn't Rin. Now that's surprising. I figured that Emmy would have people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought, always talking to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again, and thanks for staying around after I... You know. It helped. She brightens back up and waves cheerfully at me. See you tomorrow. See you later. I'm just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy. Love you. Anytime you need to talk, just let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets even wider. Sure thing. See you in the morning. I exit Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn around and march back down the hallway, open a door and tell her I love her. Tell her I think she's beautiful. Tell her I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, to hold her close as she falls back to sleep. How many nights has she woken up like that, only to find that nobody's there? I want to be that person she can be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me worry. Worry, perhaps, I'd overstep my bounds. And now, just to add to my trouble, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone. Fuck you, man. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that doesn't change the fact they seem better suited to one another. There's really nothing to be done about that. Fuck you, dude. No, don't cuck yourself. Oh, the self-cuck, the worst. We're too busy thinking about Emmy banging the captain. A night of restlessness has left me feeling rather groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water, but still worried. What will happen today? Will things go back to normal? End of episode, back to the status quo. There was a connection yesterday, something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of a normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to look on Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on, almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyways, the track captain's probably first. Fuck you. But even as I say that, my mind's already snorting. Yeah. I'm just looking for an excuse. A person, a reason for everything to go wrong. A reason to not try. It's not as if I even know the two of them together outside of track practice, and clearly he's never visited. Emmy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I am such a wuss. I ought to go for it anyways. Damn the consequences. Why are we saying fuck you? Because he's like, she must like someone else. Dude, just, like, get some balls. You were on top of her already. You slept with her, and she said, thanks for being there. That's like all the goes you need to tell you your damn feelings. That's what Emmy would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest in her end. She hasn't acted. Maybe she's waiting for you to say something, bruh. Maybe because this track captain. Who would be able to clarify their relationship? I'm sure as hell it sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably just give me cryptic answers or something. Then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who would ask me why I want to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder. Could I get away with asking a nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know. What if he asked me why I want to know? I can shake him off. Just say I'm curious as a friend, but who won't? He'll buy that, won't he? Of course. I don't like this. There's no sign of Emmy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it wouldn't be surprising. There's still still I hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if? You're early again, Hisao. I'm impressed. Just like that, I felt some sort of tension leaving my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had less of a restful sleep. Still, I have to ask, sleep well? It's just a throwaway question. Small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us, at least not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment, what seems like her genuinely pondering, then she nods. Sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. Emmy laughs at my bravado and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hisao, you're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. The last line delivered with a teasing grin I've grown all too used to. How exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool-down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my laps, she's laying across one of the bleachers looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much hard today, are you? You just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoyed snort. Sits up. Bah, I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out. My kinks are no legs. Clears mine too. Oh? Emmy nods vigorously. It's a great outlet for that sort of thing. I suspect I know the real reason why she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare. Maybe her feelings. She'll tell me if she wanted to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs. It's nothing to get worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. I hear you. Better hurry and see a nurse. We're running short on time. Emmy laughs, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Emmy-like. Too true. For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. Then she's back to being Emmy again. Come on, race ya. With a sudden smile, she darts off. No fair. I take off after her, knowing I can't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I still get to look at her butt. Emmy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive. Well, look who's finally shown up. Yeah, enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as a nurse pokes his head out of the door. There you are. Come on in. In what became a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, raced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. It's never a good idea. He leans in and whispers. I don't know if you've heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. Really? She's never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Colds seem to bother her? Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exacerbation. Of course I'm going to ask her, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems regardless of whether or not she did. I'm asking you because you're her friend. Probably telling me she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seems pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods when I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. That's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Speaking of Emmy, are she and the track captain banging? A look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Are you interested in the goods? Well, it just seems like they're kind of close. I'm just jelly, that's all. I'd never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. Besides, I think they make... fuck you, Hisao. We'd make a better couple. I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty. Brother and sister. Cousin? Not that I would tell you, confidentially and all that. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right, get out of here, I'm a busy man, you know. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door. The whole time I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. That's precisely the sort of thing I want to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I don't know exactly how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious she cares about me as a friend, but something more? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day. The rooftop is deserted. Normally I could count on Rin being up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. It seems pretty unlikely. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Rin to show up. It doesn't take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. Took you long enough. It's not them. Dun dun dun. Oh, it's only Emmy. What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Emmy. We run in the mornings. She grins and I feel my heart jump slightly in the chest at the sight. Where's Rin? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. About that. I gave Rin my cold. Oh dear, am I at risk too? It would make sense after all. Emmy and I were close contact the other day. Oh yeah. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Made out. Don't go down that road. Rin's just probably got a worse immune system. Emmy seems rather shocked by my comment. I hope not. I'll feel terrible if you got ill because of me. Oh man, I think I feel a fever. Emmy looks horrified, then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Hisao, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it. Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening? Hisao's immune system? Get your ass in gear. I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emmy steps back and nods satisfied. Good. You're not allowed to miss any of our morning runs after all. But you missed a morning run. Emmy crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily. Yes, but that's a special case. It was me, not you. That's not an explanation at all. Look, Darth Bailey, sometimes you just need a bit of a scare erection to really get you in the mood of things. Emmy looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard. I don't see what this has to do with anything. Oh, fine. Emmy seems pleased with her victory. Anyway, is Rin gonna be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emmy shakes her head. Nope, she's dead. I gave her some cold medicine that should help her. Although I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take it all at once. She's done it before, you know. Somehow I don't find that all surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages. You should probably check on her later just to make sure. Emmy shrugs. I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then. I nod, figuring that line of conversation's over. What else is there to talk about? So, got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I'll ask her out on a date. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Emmy shakes her head. Nah, just not for another couple weeks. The season's winding down. Ah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? I probably should look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's no meet? Her eyebrow goes up. Emmy gets a teasing look in her face. You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you? I shrug. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all. Flattery. Emmy waves her hand idly. I'm not actually that good, you know. You just so happen to see me on a good day is all. You liar. Yeah, but humility is a sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say before he died. Hey, you seem to be bothered by your dead father. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up. You remember last night? That's not the first time it's happened to me. I get them kind of... She pauses, as it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. She starts up again, choosing her words carefully. Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where it just happens. A sigh escapes her and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which unlike last time doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. This way, we stay that way for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You can really talk to me if this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know. Talk to her? What happened? Oh, you know, car accident, dead daddy, lost legs, that sort of thing. Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder. Thanks, Hisao. I'll be fine, I think. I can already see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it all up again. Guess that topic's closed. Hey, given any more thought in that career survey? Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although I sort of could at least start looking into college. I suppose, unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates don't need much for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there or something, some kind of like monster university. Emmy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self, but there's a new element to her expression. Impish. Emmy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled on my shoulder. Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate? Of course I would. I'd follow you to the ends of the world. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you? Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure. She giggles again. I notice that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to my pecker. That hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again. Hey, Sal. If you're gonna kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell's about to ring. Ah! You like? All I can manage is a strangled, huh? This amuses Emmy even more. You were thinking about it, weren't you? She sits up, bearing her face level with mine. I'd probably enjoy it, you know. Jesus, dude. You're a really... Well, she briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important. If you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're going to have to do something about that. This time, her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At that point, I turned towards her, and at another point, her arms moved around my neck, and yet another, my arms around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely when that happened, because at the moment, there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling me to kiss her. I look into Emmy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday in bed. Suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. That's a silly worry for her to have. Aww. Aww. Her lips taste faintly of strawberries. Jesus, Emmy's really into strawberries. She leans into the kiss and her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there was any danger of that. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me, her, and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, embraced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back to reality, and we break the kiss. Emmy's cheeks are slightly flushed. She seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments trying to wrap our heads around what we just done. Emmy is the first to break the silence. So, want to grab dinner after I'm done with practice? What a coincidence. I was thinking of asking you the same thing. Thank goodness Emmy's taking the reins on this because we need to try harder. Well, actually, I suppose it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something, but I thought was there, I think. Emmy gives me a playful shove. Yeah, right. Sure, we can go back. Wait. Can we? Bam! Kissing! You are still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing. Yeah, it seems like you've practiced with Rin a lot. We begin to head down the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either. That I didn't. See you after practice. She leans in quickly, gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. As I head into my classroom, a gigglish Misha greets me. Hey, you romantic you. Did you confess at the rooftop, did you? I think it was the other way around. That sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter. Young love is so unpredictable, isn't it? This being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this, I guess. Before I can really respond, Muto's into the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling the whole time. I suspect that I'll get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as how Emmy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. But somehow I didn't care. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Ugh. My heart gives out. And I die. It's cute. Look, luck has nothing to do with it. All you gotta do is pick a girl who has no legs, that way she can't run away. My head's in a spin all through Muto's class. I'm going to have dinner with Emmy, who wants to be my girlfriend. A date. And then she kissed me. That kiss, I would keep going back to it, playing over my head again and again. Everything about that moment feels just right. Whoa, Gardevoir. That's not okay. It's not okay. Hello? Seems like I've drifted a bit too far. What? Egad! You've contracted some kind of amnesia. Someone get the nurse. The class chuckles at Muto's antics. Sorry. Won't happen again, alright? Exactly. Muto brightens considerably. Well, lovely to hear. I'd hate to have my star pupil slacking off after all. I've been doing well, but I hardly qualify as a star pupil, I think. I'm fairly certain that this class is the sort that everyone does well in. It's just memorizing formulas. True to my word, I managed to pay attention to the rest of the class. Nakai, a word? Sure. Am I in trouble? Yes. Beg your pardon? He tilts his head to one side, thinks for a moment. No. Just a question I want to ask. Are you using protection? What are your plans after graduation? Are you going to university? Given any thought on what you'll study? Not really. I figure I'll come up with something when I get there. Muto laughs. Taking things in as they come, eh? I'd argue against, but that's how I did things when I went to university. Well, not really. I knew I'd go into science. I just wasn't sure which one. Ended up with physics. But we just as well have gone into astronomy or whatever have you. Actually, I did go for chemistry before, but there are all sorts of things. It takes a minute for him to recover his train of thought, and I wait patiently for him to continue. So anyways, I did a lot of physics as well because I had interest in that, but I wasn't sure if it was for me. So I went back to chemistry. He smiles at me enthusiastically as if waiting for me to confirm that yes, he is here in chemistry. Somehow I get the feeling that Muto had a plan for this conversation, but I'll be damned if I figure it out. Sorry, what? Muto frowns and rubs his chin a bit, looking perplexed as he snaps his fingers as if he remembered what the point of all this was. Hey you. Science. Good science. Science good. Math good. Not a big fan of maths. Oh, gay math. I always like the experiments more than the proofs. Experiments. Gay math. You're saying I should study science at university? Muto seems thrown off balance by the question. Sort of. You could also join the science club. There's not actually a science club. That there could be. You could even be a charter member. A founding father. Of course, you need to find other members. Only if you wanted to. We could start up the two of us. Oh, Mutuo. Mutuo, are you hitting on me? Are you? First with the star pupil, then the after class conversation. Now you want to start a club together? Oh. I see he saw me kissing and he wanted to make sure he caught up. I gave you things to read. We could talk about them. I could help you get ready for university as well. Wait. Read that. If it's interesting, then we can talk about it. A Brief History of Time? I don't know if I actually want to read this, but Muto seems pretty excited about it. What's it about? A Brief History of Time. It's not that dense, not as dense as you are. Oh, hang around after class and we can either discuss it or I can show you how to make explosives. Yeah. Joking, sorry. Still, I've kept you here for long enough for now. Think about science as a career path. I think you'd enjoy it, just as much as you'd enjoy me. Muto's just like, I can't stop thinking about you. The entire time I'm teaching, I'm just writing notes about what you look like. I love you. I leave the classroom and look at the clock. Quite a chunk of time to kill until Emmy's out of practice. Guess I'll give this book a look. Showering before a date's only proper, right? You never know what might happen. I head back to the dorms. I wonder where I'm supposed to meet Emmy anyways. She said after practice, but she didn't say where I should find her. I guess I could just swing by the track. She's probably best anyways. Circle if you feel the same, yes or no. I think I can do this. Oh yeah, I can do this. And bam. Haha, you can't circle? Well, I can. Or in the hallway, I guess. That would be better after all. Take a quick shower. Remember to take my medication once I hop out. Now, for a look at this book. You figure it out. What? That's it? What do we do? We pass out with a book? What? Well, there. I wake with a start. What time is it? A glance at the clock revealed I've been asleep for nearly an hour. Thank goodness. Emmy's practice should be finishing up soon. Damn, we really did fall asleep from that book. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Emmy doesn't strike me as a very fancy sort of person. What are we gonna have? Sammy's. Finger sandwiches. Then you can finger me. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her as well as I should. Well, I have lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. I'm so caught up in my own thoughts that I hardly register I'm already at the track. Emmy is nowhere to be found. I don't see any signs of the track team. This could be embarrassing. Hey, Hisao! Ooh, so adorbs. I love camis. I turn around to see Emmy making a beeline with me with a gym bag slung over her shoulder. She's changed to some decidedly more casual clothing, a pair of shorts and an olive green top. Her running blades have been replaced by realistic-looking legs that probably wouldn't fool anyone. Emmy doesn't seem to care about that, a fact that makes me smile. Hey, you came! I did. Thinking of you. There we go. I figured you would, but still. I suddenly find myself wrapped in a rather affectionate hug, and it proves to me impossible for me to keep what must be the world's largest grin off my face. Of course I came. I don't know how much longer we have into this route. But even if we finish this route today, I still want to do at least one or two other girls. And I choose those words on purpose. So we got to at least do one, maybe two other girls. It'd be crazy not to, right? Emmy ponders for a moment. You know that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrug in response. I certainly think so. It's an offhanded remark. Hanako and Lily. Hanako and Lily. Those are our next waifus. It's an offhanded remark, which is why I'm surprised to see it seems to have caught Emmy by surprise. She blushes and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Oh my goodness, we are full on kissing. Emmy steps back, resting her weight on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an appropriate response. I should compliment you more often. Emmy laughs and gives me a playful shove. Jerk. I throw an arm around Emmy's shoulders and am pleased when she immediately leans into me as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Where to? I'm not actually sure. Where do people go on dates around here anyways? That's a good question. I have no idea. Why don't we head down to the Aura Mart and grab something portable? Emmy's face brightens at this idea. A picnic! I think you're on to something, Hisao. Emmy snakes her arm around my waist and begins to head for the front gate. I'm entirely unsure what I'm meant to do in this situation, but at least Emmy seems to be equally clueless. Despite the feeling of relaxing feeling of being with Emmy, I can't help feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. The trip to the Aura Mart is accompanied by Emmy's clatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, merely enjoying the warmth of being around Emmy. We get a few odd looks from passerbys, but I don't mind. We wind up buying some bread and instant noodles, realizing too late we cannot actually cook the later in the park. It's okay, just crunch up, just have like noodle chips. How far you are from getting a girlfriend. Look, Frau Desu. Sometimes, girls like it when you kiss the ass. Oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That'll work. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Emmy. She, of course, blames me. Ah, yes, our first fight. Now it's time to hate. We find a spot beneath a tree and sit down and lean back against the trunk. Emmy sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on. What was that? Is that a shrug? I don't mind. Neither do I. You can sit on my lap. Emmy tosses me a package of bread. Just bread. I guess I wasn't really paying attention when I grabbed it in the store. Hey, Sal, you look like your bread's a little spicy. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. It's hardly spicy at all. I see. That must be why your face has gotten so red. I want food. Yes, exactly. That lack of spice has gotten my blood up. Because of the disappointment. Emmy laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can't handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you've wolfed down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm just going to give you mine. Emmy mock pouts, causing me to nearly choke on my bread with laughter. Come on, Hisao. Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure I've got enough to eat now? We're dating, you know. Yes. Though, I can't say I feel any different. What do you mean? What makes this a date? That's when we go back to your room afterwards, if you know what I mean. This should feel different because we had our lunch when we were friends, but now we're a level above friends. You sound like Rin. Laughter escapes and Emmy grins. Well, she might have put the thought in my head. We've talked about this sort of thing before. About me? Nah, just stuff. Rin thinks about the change of a label from friend to girlfriend seems arbitrary most of the time. Like there's no difference between the two. I can think of at least one, you know. You don't tend to kiss your friend quite as much. Maybe. Maybe you do. Maybe you're just really affectionate. For the second time today, Emmy blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about things like this. Emmy rolls her eyes and chuckles. I guess you're pretty smart, huh? I nod in agreement. Yep. Even Mutuo thinks so. He thinks I should go into some scientific study. Emmy raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm thinking I might actually do that. Really, the more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into it more closely. So, what do you think about after graduation? Still planning on running? Emmy shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. Don't know if I'm good enough and can find a team, I guess. You mean you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it that much, to be honest. Really? You probably should. Graduation isn't that far off. Emmy fidgets. Yeah, it's far off enough, right? Besides, I've got other things to think about. There's a mischievous flash behind Emmy's eyes, and I suddenly find myself gloriously pinned against a tree. Like, making sure this is a real date. I mean, if we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? Strawberries and curry, not the best combination. Oh, I'll take it. Emmy sits back on my legs. There! Science would approve, right? I have the oddest mental image of Mutuo nodding seriously and making a mark on some checklist. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I admit this is the first time I've ever witnessed a kiss being met with laughter. Oh, of course I'm teaching you how to kiss. This is how you kiss. It's kind of like... The trick is to confuse the other person's mouth while you're kissing them. You gotta dodge their mouth around. That's how you like it. And why fidget spinners? Well, it's pretty obvious why you want a fidget spinner. And that's why you want a fidget spinner. Should I feel offended? Heh, no. I'm sure science approves. Emmy beams at me. I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh, good. It was at this point I noticed that Emmy has stolen the remainder of my curry bread while I was otherwise occupied with images of teachers wielding clipboards. I haven't found a Shrek one yet. Still have to find a good Shrek one. Hey. Emmy tries to look innocent, but considering she's just crammed the last tiny bits of my bread into her mouth, it does not appear to be working. Thief. A shrug from my companion is all I get in response. You use your feminine wiles on me. Oh, I remember someone else using feminine wiles in Danganronpa, and that was nice. I wasn't that hungry anyways, but I still feel the point needs to be made. Emmy seems confused by the phrase feminine wiles, but the understanding dawns on her features after a moment's thought. Wasn't anything of the sort. You were laughing. Feminine wiles don't involve laughing. I guess I can't argue this. That doesn't change your thievery. Emmy laughs my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Fine, you can have the instant noodles. Are you kidding? This stuff's terrible. If anything, you should definitely eat it as punishment. Another laugh and a girl sitting on my legs. She doesn't have legs herself. That makes her a lot lighter. Both of which have fallen asleep by now. So this is what it feels like without legs. Oh! Again! 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 I twitch one leg to try waking it up, which is an unintended effect of unbalancing Emmy, who falls to the side with a startled eep. Whoops, sorry. Legs fell asleep on me. You know how that is, don't you? Having your legs fall asleep on you? Emmy remains on the ground giggling. I stand up a little shaky, feeling the nerves in my legs return to normal. My eyes wander over the scenery before fixing on the figure of Emmy, who has yet to get up. Her hair is splayed out around her head, her arms are spread, and her laughter is bubbling up through her mouth, and her legs are spread, and I'm inside her. Everything about Emmy seems condensed onto this one image. Boop. Ease. Current scene definitions. Neato. Her energy, her spirit, her childish giggling. The urge to lay down in the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of my mind to the forefront of my thoughts, and indeed I am convinced I would love nothing more than to do just that. Unfortunately, the sun has set and it's probably time for us to get back to the dormitories. While Emmy may be happy to stay out here all night, I don't think I would have that ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It wouldn't make sense to start thinking about things like university, then slack off, wouldn't it? I extend a hand to Emmy to help her up. We should probably get going. Emmy makes a sour face. You're right. She grabs my proffered hand, and I pull her to her feet with a hug. Her feet. This time, I'm the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Emmy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know? Yeah, it does. But if we don't get back to the school soon, we'll probably get into trouble. Emmy pokes me in the ribs. I poke her in the boob. You need to do your homework, I'm sure. Sadly, you're right. I throw an arm around her shoulders and we make the trek back to the school, accompanied by occasional bolts of laughter as our conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to a particular way that one of the cafeteria workers smells. Okay. All too soon, we find ourselves outside the girls' dormitory building. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I guess so, huh? Emmy grins at me with that mischievous look. Are you going to be able to survive without me? I laugh. I'm sure I'll manage. How terrible, aren't you supposed to say something like, I'll be counting the seconds you are away? I don't think so. Emmy pulls me down into a quick goodbye kiss and steps back, looking unexpectedly shy. Thanks for dinner. I really had fun. Honestly, I did. So did I. I think we'll have to do it again sometime. Emmy laughs at my deadpan delivery and nods. See you bright and early tomorrow morning, right? You've got to run off that bread after all. Of course, despite the fact that you ate most of it. Despite that. See you later, Hisao. As Emmy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird I'm surprised I didn't notice earlier. My pants, they're really tight. And there's something weird. Is that my phone? Is that my... What is that? Why is it... It's you guys hear that? It's just there. Can't make... What's wrong? She's limping, favoring her left leg. Hey, Emmy. Huh? Is your leg okay? Emmy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion. What are you talking about? Your right leg, you're limping. There is the briefest flash of concern on Emmy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I noticed, or I prefer to think she didn't just realize it. Oh, that. Must have gotten knocked a little out of alignment during the picnic. No idea what would have caused it. I think back to being pinned under a tree. Ah. You should have told me. We could have stopped and fixed it, you know? Emmy waves a hand airily. Nah, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay? It's fine. Why do I get the feeling she's convincing herself? Save! Ugh. Boop. Are you sure? Don't want to go ahead and adjust it before heading up the stairs? You could get hurt if you don't, right? I said it was fine. Seriously, don't worry about it. I've got some experience in these matters after all. Emmy grins reassuringly. Honestly, it's not I appreciate the concern, but I really am okay. No, really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail. Of course. Just prolonging the goodbye, I suppose. Another grin lights up Emmy's face. Good night, Hisao. Good night. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay despite her assurances that she's fine. I think I can call this a successful first date. Hell, any day that ends with Emmy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room, mentally thank the gods that Kenji doesn't ambush me in the hallway, and get started on my homework. That's a weird choice that it gives you there. I feel like that's not a useful choice.